Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome to another video here on CoolStuffInc.com. I had last week off because I had to do my awesome preview card for Modern Horizons. If you missed that one, you've probably seen the card by now, Force of Vigor, but check out the article, of course, from last week. We're back to videos here this week on Monday, and we have a deck that follows a lot of the principles I talked about on my article on Friday, where I was looking at cards that were secretly very good in Standard and have been a little overlooked, and due to the context of the format are pretty exciting right now. And one of the big things we noticed is, if you're following the coverage of SCG Syracuse a few weeks ago, of course the Lotus Box Jeskai Planeswalkers deck did phenomenally. They really killed it. That deck was awesome. And I lost to both Abe and Zan in the tournament. And of course the deck I played, the 4-color Dreadhorde deck, which I probably should have top 8'd with. I lost my last 3 rounds to about top 8. Played pretty bad, unfortunately. But super good deck as well. Both those decks playing 0 basic lands. Okay, it's a 4-color format. No big deal, right? Wrong. Assassin's Trophy, Field of Ruin. Both cards that become bananas if your opponent has no basic lands in their deck. Of course, Field of Ruin is essentially just a 2-mana Stone Rain from a land. So at no cost to yourself, just playing a land. Of course, it replaces itself. And then Assassin's Trophy is a 2-mana Vindicate if your opponent's not playing any basic lands. So I had an idea on stream last week where I played a more aggressive Golgari deck, looking to kind of Ponza people out. It worked okay. But the MPL players in their MPL Weekly this week, all the Japanese players, all 3 of them, brought a deck very similar to this to the table, where it goes a little bit bigger with Casualties of War. Another Stone Rain effect with a few other things tacked on. You know, those aren't super important. And just following a sort of basic Golgari mid-range shell with a sort of land-killing sub-theme. So we have, of course, 4 Field of Ruin, 4 Assassin's Trophy, and then 3 Casualties of War. And of course, if your opponent, you know, destroying their lands doesn't matter too much, well, this card still kills everything. So very powerful. So not too far off the regular Golgari base, but looking to be extra punishing to those decks, being super greedy with their mana bases. And of course, your opponent's playing mono red, you still have Wildgrowth Walker and Jadelight Ranger. And of course, Assassin's Trophy can still kill things. I've been a pretty big Assassin's Trophy naysayer in Standard. I think that if you're giving your opponent a land, it's tough pill to swallow. You know, Rampant Growth is a powerful Magic card, and players are playing tons of powerful 5 and 6 drops in Standard, so playing an Assassin's Trophy early can be pretty risky. But of course, in a deck like this, a lot of the times it'll hopefully be a Vindicate, and then if not, it's still good. It's never going to be dead. So that's the deck. We're going to try it out. Golgari, Land, Death, and of course Carnage T hanging out. Also, Nissa, Who Shakes the World, really powerful Magic card. Last week I spoke about 5. On Friday, I spoke about 5 cards that were very underrated in Standard right now. 3 of them are in this deck. Assassin's Trophy, Field of Ruin, and Nissa. It's possible the 4th one in Thorn Lieutenant could also be in the deck. That card is very good right now. We're playing Paradise Druid instead to try and ramp up to Nissa. But Nissa's really good. Extra mana, a lot of power, haste, defends your Planeswalker. Nissa is just very good. So let's jump into our 5 ranked matches here with our Golgari Land Death deck and see how we do. We're in mid-mythic right now, like 400-ish range. Should we get some good competition here? Now I will say that when I played my version of this Ponza deck on stream last week, we played 5 matches. We played against every deck we played against had at least 3 or 4 basic lands, if not more. Mono red twice, etc. So I think we're due to play against some 5-color decks here. Alright, so pretty good hand. We're going to ship the Field of Ruin here. Looking for spells. Nope, mono red again. Maybe not mono red. Oh, Scrybug, that's good. Turn on Mountain, mono red, possibly Gruul. Gruul's been floating around a bit. I played against an interesting Gruul deck a few days ago. I was playing the Immortal Sun. It cut the Chandras and the Sarkans. It was still playing Domri because Domri's passive still works under Immortal Sun. a pretty cool deck. Alright, so yeah, just mono red. Okay. So that's kind of annoying. Our hand isn't very good against mono red. Okay, so a lot of contention here about when do you play your Wildgrowth Walker against mono red. You know, do you run it out there? They have plenty of cards that kill it. Do you try and save it? A lot of times it's good to try and save it and set up a turn 4 or 5 where you can play the Wildgrowth Walker and an Explore creature in the exact same turn to immediately get it up to 5 toughness or 4 toughness where it's very hard to kill. However, in a spot like this where our hand isn't really great, we don't really have options otherwise, we need to just play the Wildgrowth Walker and just hope it lives. If it does live, we're a pretty big favorite to win the game. If they need to spend their turn 3 killing it, that's not great for us. And then, of course, worst case scenario is Wizard's Lightning, which is a pretty tempo positive way of killing it. So, not ideal for us, but so they hit a Lightning Strike and a Light Up the Stage, and they have declined to cast this Light Up the Stage. So now we're in a spot where we can deploy Jadelight Ranger. If we do, it is going to die to this Lightning Strike. However, that strike will be hitting our face otherwise, and we still get to scry. Yeah, this is a pretty tough spot. We're going to Jadelight. At least if they have a Chain Whirler or some other more expensive card, they can't cast it next turn. Wildgrowth Walker. I think in absence of other information, we're going to keep that. Without another Explore creature, it's not very good yet, obviously, but it does block the board, and it's probably better than a random card. So we're going to library it. We can set up for Walker or Trapland into Nissa. We're definitely not on a great hand for this matchup on our mulligan, and then just not really having great tools. So there's your strike. They're probably going to attack and then light up a stage again, which is very good for them. Shock Mountain. Alright, so not that bad. The shock, of course, doesn't kill the Wildgrowth Walker. We're at 14. We're going to have an interesting choice if they attack next turn. If we should block or not and trade the... Trade the shock and the thing. That obviously didn't happen because they had a second Wizard's Lightning. So we are pretty far behind here. We need to hope that their hand is mostly air. Bad. Unfortunately. Alright, so we'll do another Wildgrowth Walker. So we're going to Nissa here. Unfortunately, we can't block Chain Whirler with our creature, but we can do that. I think we're going to actually just... So we could have untapped the Forest and cast Wildgrowth Walker, but I think I want the ability to hopefully get lucky and draw an Explore creature next turn. Their hand has been really, really good, unfortunately. I mean, without help, they can't finish off Nissa. So if we draw a Jadelight Ranger, perhaps we can get back in this game. They don't even care. They're going to leave Nissa alone. Sure, we get a 4. Jadelight Ranger off. Oh my god. Chain Whirler Mountain. Alright, well, that is not a Jadelight Ranger, and we are dead. Alright, so, kind of a tough game there. 2-4. We can cast both, actually. 2 and make a creature. So we can kill Steam Kin. I don't think we really have any way out, though. We need to chump block something. I guess we could possibly come back. Alright, let's just stay in the game here. Fortunately, we lose our Vraska to a Chain Whirler next turn, but kill this. Play this. Plus on field again. Okay, get to attack too. Mize. So, unfortunately, we probably would need to not block with Wildgrowth Walker because our best chance to win is drawing a Jadelight Ranger once again. So we need to chump block this Chain Whirler and go to 1 and just hope we draw Jadelight. Nope. Alright, so fortunately our hand wasn't too great, and our opponent's mono red hand was phenomenal. They 3 light up a stage, full 7 card, perfect curve, answered all our threats. So, not great for us, obviously. So, I'm going to bring in our Moment of Cravings, bring in our, probably our Nixilis Cruelty, bring in our Brontodons, and I like some number of Duress in this matchup, often, because your goal is to just kind of protect your Wildgrowth Walker and get it out there as soon as possible. I'm not going to want Carnage Tyrant or Casualties of War here. We have 24 lands. I don't mind cutting a Field of Ruin here. It's only like half a land. And we're lowering our curve a bit too. I'm going to want some copies of Duress. We can shave a Vivien. Vivien does answer Frenzy, but it's a little slow. And also, Paradise Druids are bad too, honestly, because they just had a Chain Whirler. So let's bring in just lower our curve. All 4 Duresses, 2 cast downs. And then I might want to cut an Assassin's Trophy. It's not a card I want to cast early. So we're looking to just Duress, set up for our Wildgrowth Walkers, and go from there. We do have a lot of removal in our deck, so I kind of want to cut a second Assassin. We have a lot of removal. We have 2 cast down, 2 moment, Cruelty, Vraska, Chupacabra. Cut another trophy for it. Let's leave the Vivien in. Vivien also helps to assemble our Explorer creatures and our Wildgrowth Walkers. I think I'm happy with this. Alright. Kind of a tough one. Definitely not a made hand. Needs some help. Llanowar Elves is good on 1. Can't be Chain Whirlered for a while, and if they spend time killing it, it's fine. We have no real mid-game here, obviously, but our deck is full of mid-game. All of our spells cost, 3 or less for the most part. I'm going to have a little faith in my deck here. Maybe Nissa affects the board immediately. If it comes down on 4, it's great. You need to have a little faith sometimes. You're going to draw some spells. We have a perfect mix of lands, a 1-drop. Something not ideal, but, draw basically any spell over the next turn or two. We can hopefully bridge the gap. That's a spell. This Llanowar Elves is never blocking or attacking. We're just going to cast the Branchwalker and probably play Tomb tapped. Finding a good time to play your duels tapped is important in a matchup like this. Let's get a land, that's not good. Now we are super vulnerable to Chain Whirler, unfortunately. It's really, really bad. So if they just say go here, yeah, they definitely have a Chain Whirler. And we draw another Llanowar Elves. We are in big trouble. Wow. Okay. Never mind, we're online. No Chain Whirler. That is great. Okay. So now he gets to play Nissa. Start firing up lands. Set up for Vivien next turn. Also play our Llanowar Elves too, I guess. I mean, like, at this point, it seems like they don't have Chain Whirler because they would have slammed it last turn, so having more mana and more blockers seems fine. Play the Forest. The question is, what are we going to animate? And we can animate, because we animate a Forest.
I will protect the virtue of this world. Be wary of the ground.
I think we just stack. If they have Wizard's Lightning, it's going to die anyway. Yep. Alright, that's fine. It's pretty interesting. I'm gonna assume they drew that. I mean, if they didn't draw that and they just baited us out, I mean, that's a really good play. That doesn't even make sense, though. Alright, well, now we're probably just dead, unfortunately, because that was absolutely brutal. I mean, if they had Chain War and they were holding it to try and do that, that just seems insane to me. Because they could have Chain War attack for 4, had an insane board against our nothing, and then our Planeswalkers are really, really bad. They must have just drawn it. There's no way they were sandbagging that. Alright. I mean, now we're pretty far behind again. I guess we're keeping it. We're just going to try and assemble Jadelight Llanowar Walker. We can block a 2-2, block a 2-1, and they have Land Frenzy too. Their hands have just been really, really good. Alright, so we need to decide what our best chance of victory is. We're definitely casting a Vivien. Are we put a plus and look for Wildgrowth Walker, or are we going to minus and kill the Frenzy and take 5 next turn? Probably just have to minus and just hope we draw a Wildgrowth Walker, honestly. Or a removal spell or something. Wow. They also had a Wizard's Lightning on top. Which they probably should have shot us with, because they could have just attacked the Vivien with the 2 Lava Runners. Or just killed us if they drew well. But, sure. Well, there goes the Wildgrowth Walker plan.
My friend is here to help your
I
pain.
don't think it matters anymore. I think we are probably just too low. We should be at 6 if they had played correctly the previous turn. So once we go to, can block both of these. Take 3 from Chain Whirler. We kill the Chain Whirler, but now we're at 4 with 2 Devils in play. It's pretty tough. Okay, this is interesting. So if they have an instant speed burn spell, I think we just block here. So worst case scenario, they blow us out, right? With a lightning strike or Wizard's Lightning. But if they have that, we're dead anyway. We just can't win. We can't gain life. We go to 4, and next turn they just attack all, and they have the Devils to kill us. So we just block here. We are probably going to get blown out, but our best chance of victory is them just not having it. If they have it, we can't win anyway. So, okay. That's fine. So, pretty tough first match there. Definitely did not really draw the right parts of our deck, and our opponent's hands were very, very good. Alright, how about an opponent with no basic lands? Can we do that? Is that possible? We're going to keep. He needs some help, but double Llanowar Elves Assassin's Trophy. If they're playing no basic lands, our hand's really, really good, so let's keep. Drowned Catacomb, that's a good start. Woodland Cemetery. So this is interesting. We drew another Field of Ruin. They have no basic land type yet, which means all of their buddy lands come into play tapped. if they have a basic in their deck and we Field of Ruin them, we turn on their Buddy Lands. They play a dual land though, maybe we can turn it off. So we have a question of like, what do we want to deploy here? I'll play more Llanowar Elves. Don't want to just field them. I think we're gonna just play more Llanowar Elves. Play field. Cry the Carnarium is not a popular main deck card at the moment, so I don't think we can punish too hard for this. I mean, then we have some huge draws in our Planeswalkers and other things too. Discovery. That is a interesting card out of the Sultai deck. They've been a Narset. They keep a card. Play an Overgrown Tomb. Alright, so let's Field of Ruin their Overgrown Tomb and see what happens. And see if they have basics. We also have a Field of Ruin and an Assassin's Trophy, so if they are light on basics, we can really give them the business here. We can just get a forest, a lot of swamps in our hand. Give an island. Okay. We just field them again on Woodland Cemetery. How many basics do you have? Another island. Do we think they have more than 2 basics? We could Assassin's Trophy the Drown Catacomb and let her rip. Alright, this is what we signed up for. We're doing it. Alright, they're out of basics. So, that's cool. Unfortunately, we have all lands. But, get them, Llanowar Elves. Okay. Alright. Field of Ruin. Overgrown Tomb. Well. This hand is not panned out super well. Let's enter the God Turtles. It's really bad. They mill 4 spells. Okay. There you go. That plays. Now, do we be greedy and wait? Try and get to play a Planeswalker or something too? Or do we just cast it and we can kill... They have 2 green sources, 2 black sources, and a million blue sources. Do we wait? Yeah, they've shown us Narset. It looks like they're kind of just like a Sultai control deck, honestly. Like Dimir splashing green looks like so far. I guess we could just fire it off. You take out the take them off double black and double green. We should wait. Oh, we're gonna wait. We get Thought Erasured. Could be bad, but Overgrown Tomb. For the 7th mana? What do I need 7 mana for? Alright, that's bad. Alright. 2 basic islands. Alright, we can bin the Wildgrowth Walker. I know we have this, so just play it. Definitely in huge trouble here. Cameo, Collector of
I'd like to
Tales.
test a new hypothesis with you. To the library.
Ritual of Soot. That's interesting. That was a pretty good draw. They shocked. It's possible they have... Maybe counterspell. They have a counterspell. I think we're just going to cast this. Ritual of Soot's kind of a weird name. Did they know it was there? I think so. Alright, bombs away. Creature. I think Overgrown Tomb still. They have plenty of blue. No negate, please. Sure. So Ritual of Soot, kind of hanging out.
Study is over.
Imagine Carnage Tyrant would be good if we drew it. So would Nissa. So Tiny Krasis, that's good for us. We are at 6 though. And we draw a land. Alright, I think we're dead. It's the old Ritual of Soot Hydroid Krasis deck, you know? They just like Sultai? They're just like drawn really weird. Search for kind of a weird deck here. Search for Escantha, Ritual of Soot, Jadelight Ranger. Alright, well. Kind of tough one. Alright, so our Llanowar Elves got Ritual of Sooted. They showed Narset and Tameo, and they showed Hydroid Krasis. Our Assassin's Trophies are really good here, which is nice. Because they kill the Planeswalkers, they kill the creatures, they can obviously kill lands. Definitely want Crucible. We can set up a land lock with Field of Ruin and Crucible. Want some number of Duress. Usually pretty happy taking out Paradise Druid in a matchup where they're playing sweepers. So you don't get caught up with that. Definitely want all the top end stuff. How interested are we in Chupacabra or Vraska? Vraska kills Narset, Jadelight Ranger. Actually, it kills Krasis too, which is really good. I'm going to shave one Chupacabra. We'll leave one in just for Vivien. Next, we have no way to really recur it, but just like an extra rule. So that's also possible they have Thief of Sanity in their board. Yeah, let's actually leave in both Chupacabra. And let's cut something else. Maybe just 2 Duress is fun. So we have 4 Trophy, a Vraska, 2 Chupacabra, 3 Viviens to answer a Thief of Sanity. Possibly shave down on Wildgrowth Walker a little bit too, honestly. Yeah, let's shave a Walker for a Duress. We have 3 Duress. Walkers, if they're able to kill Walker with pure removal spells, and the toughness on Walker doesn't really matter, it's not too great. Also gets swept up in Ritual of Soot. Alright, sounds fun. I imagine Carnage Tyrant will be good here, so. We know they have 2 islands, so we need to make use of that information if we can. With our Field of Ruin and Assassin's Trophying. Wildgrowth Walker. So we could field them and take them off black and green. So it makes Jadelight harder to cast. I think playing Walker right now with no Explorer backup And then if I draw an Explorer back up, I need to play a third Explorer creature and walk into a Ritual, so it's bad. So we're just going to... I think we're going to Field of Ruin then. We'll do it on their draw step. So they can't use the mana. And if they drew an island, it's great for us. Harbor. So they had the Jadelight. We almost took them off it, but not quite. And they hit 2 lands. Not very good for our land destruction strategy. They had the discard one, though. That's good. And now we've drawn a Jadelight Ranger. So let's just attack. It would be extremely aggressive to Assassin's Trophy a land now, given that they will be able to get an island. We're not really taking them off a color because they have green in their hand. I think we're just going to play the Wildgrowth Walker and say go. We have Jadelight into Carnage Tyrant, which is pretty good. Alright, there's your black source. And a tiny Krasis. Do I want to do any trophying? Could take them off black. Maybe. They have so many cards in their hand. This is fun. Field of Ruin's actually pretty good. So now we can Field and Jadelight. I actually like that a lot. That's pretty good. So Field the Overgrown Tomb. Now the Assassin's Trophies Vindicate. We got Forest. We get the Jadelight, put a good threat in play. Hopefully this will be a 4-3. Nope, hit a land. Hit 2 lands. We're getting a lot of lands. The old flood skis here. Alright, so they're gonna block, means they definitely have Ritual Soot. Actually, they can't have Ritual Soot. That's a weird block then. Why would they block like that? Just chump block with your races at a fairly high life total. It's kinda weird. I kind of like going in pretty deep here and just Assassin's Trophying their black source on their turn. Plays around Ritual because they just can't cast it. Kind of a weird spot to just say go with 5 lands up. I also could have a Frilled Mystic. Maybe we just slam Carnage Tyrant. Kind of just a weird deck we're playing. I'm not really sure what they're playing. Yeah, I guess Frilled Mystic makes a lot of sense. It's the only card that like actually makes sense. They didn't cast any removal spells. We'll just attack and play Carnage Tyrant. Not sure how you get punished for playing Carnage Tyrant here, so like there aren't any actual sweeper effects that kill everything, so okay. If they had Frilled Mystic, they probably would have just played it naked there as a blocker. We are in pretty good shape now. We're drawing a lot of lands, but Carney T should hopefully be able to finish the job here. I think we're pretty happy playing Jadelight. I'm gonna bin it. I'm gonna draw a Planeswalker or something big. Or land, it's fine. Yeah, it's a lot of lands. It's definitely a lot of lands. Alright. Carnage Tyrant all the way. Said Carnage Tyrant all the way. Coast to coast. In the tank, planet-wide celebration. Okay. Choose 4. They're going to gain 8 life and make 2 2/2 creatures. That's an interesting card. Sounds like SimCity. Okay. Nissa, who shakes the world. Pretty good draw there.
In this land, we are all connected. Behold, nature's true
We just swing. We'll lose our Jadelights. It's fine. We're insulated against something like Elderspell on our Carnage Tyrant, which is fine. Not really interested in casting Assassin's Trophy at this time. Okay. So, despite drawing 100 million lands, we put them to good use. We're fine here. I'm pretty happy with most of this. So I'm not really sure exactly what their deck is. Sort of just like this Sultai, Control-y pile of cards. They have like Search for Azcanta and Jadelight Ranger and some Planeswalkers and some God Eternals, and not sure if they have counter spells. They might have had Frilled Mystic that turn, but I don't know. They have Contempts, so getting them off double black is important. They seem to be mostly blue-black splashing green. So splashing green for... Actually, they're playing Jadelight too. So they're playing Jadelight Ranger, Narset, and Vraska Contempt. So their mana base is very, very greedy. So I guess they probably had uncastable cards in their hand that game. Which is our plan. We're playing a land death deck. Kill those lands. Pretty hard to mulligan this hand. It's obviously got problems, but... Swing and a miss. It's Doctor Strange. That's a pretty good draw. Prefer not draw any more lands, but if we're going to draw a land, a black land is fine. Also a good draw. Alright, we just fire in here. Drawing a Vraska is pretty good because it allows us to put a permanent on the board that does not die to a Ritual of Soot, which is nice. And they're mana screwed. Okay. Well, I guess we're just coming in here. We'll play Vraska first. We're going to start plus it. We're not going to be sacrificing anything because we want to keep our curb up to Carnage Tyrant online.
Wherever I go, being ruthless has its rewards.
I mean, they have Assassin's Trophy here. This is
Don't be surprised
wild.
if we meet again.
They know we have Carnage Tyrant in our hand. And if I could have played a 4-mana Rampant Growth this turn, I probably would have. 4-mana Rampant Growth, opponent discards a card. That is interesting. Alright, that's the reason why. So they had to draw a blue source. Which is fairly fortunate for them, but they're also playing Cash. So they're playing a deck that's very similar to ours. Just with Sultai colors. So now, yeah, right. So that was pretty brutal. They set up to draw their blue source, and they did. So ramping us didn't really matter. And now they have 5 spells in their hand, and we have basically just lands. Duress is okay. Alright, let's see how bad it is. It's bad. Ritual of Soot, Tameo, Elderspell, Krasis. Unfortunately, I think we need to take Tameo here. Ritual of Soot's obviously pretty bad for us, but I don't think that we can afford to take it over Tameo, because Tameo can just play it and return it. And they have a lot of expensive things, but yeah, it's not ideal, that's for sure. But take Tameo. And we're We're just gonna say go. It might be some argument towards just playing Chupacabra as a threat. That doesn't get Ritual Sooted, but I think you're the land. That's brutal. Alright, well, we need some spells here. That is a forest. We're only playing 24 lands. Feels like we're playing 30, but I have that Vraska back. Ugh, they runner landed us. That's brutal. And they're gonna raw dog the Eldest Reborn. Okay. Put Nissa on top. Branchwalker. So next turn we discard a card, and they can play Krasis probably. We get to Chupacabra the Krasis, attack for 2, and play 2 things. This Eldest Reborn can get back. Honestly, not much. I guess Carnage Tyrant's pretty good, but Vraska. I think we keep this. Attack for 4, I mean. Please don't draw another land. Runner lands there is pretty tough. Oh my god. They drew 3 lands in a row. That's so bad for us. And now, like, this only drew 1 card, you know, and now everything's snowballing out of control pretty bad. So they have Krasis and a Carnage Tyrant. We're in huge trouble. Pretty tough game, honestly, given how poorly their hand lined up early on. They had to draw the blue source, the Thought Erasure after Assassin's Trophying. Then they had to draw runner lands because they couldn't cast anything. They just peeled off a few lands in a row. We've drawn a lot of lands. Yeah, you know, complain, whatever. A Chupacabra. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. We have to assume they basically have nothing to win anyway, so fire away. They kill the 4/3, they go to 4, and we have lethal on board theoretically. Hopefully we draw Nissa, and they only have like 1 big creature or something. Tomato. Ritual Soot? No. For what? Assassin's Trophy? We draw Nissa here. I might actually win the game. Their options are basically Assassin's Trophy, 2/2 Krasis, sure. So we draw. Now it's any removal spell or Nissa kills them. Alright, I'll take that. From where things were a few turns ago. Game. Nope, not game. They gained a life. Never mind. So now I want to put them to 1. Yeah. We can't really afford to wait. Alright. That 1 life. So close. They didn't search? They should have both islands in their hands? That's really good for us, I guess. Like, they have only air in their hand. They're going to 1 here. We have lethal on board again. And then we also can draw Nissa. Something like that. Obviously, Tamiyo's got a plus. They have their draw step. They're not in good shape, but I guess there's a path here. Also, if their best play last turn was Tamiyo, then their hand must be pretty bad. Now they're deciding what to name this Tamiyo.
I know I noted this somewhere.
Okay. Okay. This is all good. So you're telling me there's a chance. Alright, well, I guess we're going to find out. Island, Duress, they're dead. It actually matters because Tammy doesn't play, but... Wow. Talk about your all-time steals. We stole it. Drew 8 land. Doesn't even matter. We'll take that one. Every time. Every time. So, 1 and 1. Reroll. Nope. Try that one again. So we're 1 and 1. Lost the mono red. Sultai deck is interesting. Definitely Hydro Crisis is pretty good against us. We felt a little threat light these games. I mean, we've drawn a lot of lands, I guess, but we have felt a little threat light. I mean, even if we had a forest, I'm not sure if we can keep this hand, honestly, on the play. So I'm going to get a mulligan here. Yeah, I mean, opponent mulligans also. We have the fix here. She needs to draw a land. That's not a land. It's like a new graphic. It's floaty blue misty stuff. It's fun. I had to reinstall Arena to update it. Unfortunately, it sat there and just didn't update for a long time today. Plains. Okay, so this is really good for us if we draw land. That is excellent. Alright, so we have basically everything we can want in this matchup. We have our Jadelight draw. We have a Chupacabra, Assassin's Trophy. Another deck where we're not exactly going to be running them out of lands, but... Alright, yeah, this is all very good for us. Yeah, Field of Ruin's not going to be awesome, but... We could think about blue, honestly. Some of these decks are playing main deck Teferis and stuff, but I think this is a pretty easy. Fielding also gives us black mana too for our Chupacabra, but yeah, let's just Jadelight here. Land Wildgrowth Walker. I kind of don't want Wildgrowth Walker. I don't have another Explore creature yet. I kind of just want to draw some Planeswalkers, honestly, you know? We're going to bin this. So, do we want to attack? I think we do. We want to attack and flip landing. We have some pretty good blocks. They have a Benoish Marshal. We still get some good blocks. Dub. Venerated locks it on. It's really, really good. There's our black source for Chups. Field of Ruin also answers Legion's Landing, which is cool. Alright, they have 8 permanents. You definitely want to kill one. Just going to take down the Loxodon. And then I would like to find some attacks here if possible. I think I'm pretty happy attacking with both of these. They're not going to block. It's good to pressure them and try and turn the corner a bit. We can block Sky Marcher and Vampire with these. When they flip landing, we can field it. Trading the board is good because obviously it makes their Snubhorns worse. I'm pretty happy with this. You know, Llanowar Elves is never blocking, and just getting in for damage is nice. It turns into a damage race. They're at 11 and we're at 26, which is very good. I think it's one of the most important things, I think, with a deck like this. Even though we're the mid-range deck and they're the aggro deck, it's still important to try and find your spots to attack. Try and find your spots, sneak in your damage. I know when I've played against some of the the best players in the world, I'm always constantly surprised by how often they're attacking. And you're just like, you're attacking right now? How are you attacking? You know. All right, so Danto Vanguard it's fine. They are pushing for City's Blessing. They are 2 away. Now we don't have any great attacks, unfortunately. I don't really want to give them a land. With Assassin's Trophy, that turns on History and Benoish Marshal. Yeah, we don't really have any attacks here on it, unfortunately. We're just gonna say go. Trophy can answer a Marshal if they play it. Gideon Blackblade. Okay, that's fine. Trophy can answer that too on our turn. City's Blessing is tough.
I believe in you, friend.
Our only real attack is the flyer here, right? Yeah. I'm gonna field them off of their blue mana in case they are playing Teferi. Usually these decks are playing like 2 Teferi lately. I'll just thins our deck a little bit too. It doesn't really matter that much, but we need to draw some spells here, not lands. Drawing casualties of war would be very, very good here. That's actually pretty good too. Branchwalker. Okay. So I don't really have any great attacks. We can Assassin's Trophy the Gideon, I guess. They're poking in with the flyer. We're working on our Wildgrowth Walker. Let's just Branchwalker first and see what turns up. Shoops. You want that. So library that. Grow our Wildgrowth Walker. I'm just gonna trophy this. Play land so we have field available also. Like I say, if we have field, we're not going to use it, but whatever, it's fine. Alright. Gideon's like not doing a ton at the moment because they can't really attack, but it is plussing to a -6, which would be good, so might as well just deal with it now. And then once you get to Chupacabra, one of these 4/4s, the board clears up a lot. Attacking becomes easier. Alright, that's annoying.
Gideon Jury, at your service. Your light will cleave the darkness.
Like, we have a good amount of life here to work with, which is nice. What did they give it? They gave it lifelink. So we could, like, Choops the Sentry here, and then we can attack Gideon with Wildgrowth Walker, and then probably trade it with a Snubhorn, which I think is fine. So he attacks Walker at Gideon. Might just take it. If they try and double block with the Vampire and the Snubhorn, we trade Walker for Snubhorn, and now the board's heavily in our favor, so we can actually attack again. So I'm pretty good with an attack here. Obviously losing Walker kind of stinks, but makes the board much better for us. And they just let this go through, that's fine too. Alright, this is fine, they should pay for more life, that's cool with me. It's fine. Plenty of life to work with. Love to draw a Casualties of War. This three's pretty good. It gums things up considerably. I feel like this deck doesn't have enough gas in it. I feel like we're just very often in this spot where we just don't have some sort of big payoff, you know? This can minus now, but they'll have to like just lose it to minus it. I think it's the same attack. Definitely behind. One copy of Casualties of War would do it, you know? We kill Planeswalker, enchantment, land, creature. It'd be real nice. Alright. Not in fantastic shape. Now our life total is starting to matter. This Sky Marcher's pecking away here. And when this history goes off next turn, our blocks don't look very good. They're in the tank. Jeez.
Prepare for battle.
Lifelink again. I mean, we did Chupacabra a 4/4. Maybe we could have Chupacabra the flyer. Skymarch Aspirant's like pretty good, honestly, against us. Alright, we're gonna chump. Llanowar Elves ain't doing much for us. Any Planeswalker or Casualties of War, please. That's really bad. Hello. Okay. Now what? Definitely killing Gideon. And then we get to kill one of the enchantments. Which one? Getting back Wildgrowth Walker isn't that appealing because obviously they have just the 1/3 and they have a bunch of big attackers. Killing History isn't bad. It's not great. Like, if you can just survive the History turn, you know, it's... We have blockers for the Knights. We're a little light on blockers for the 4/4 right now. We could just, like, double it up, though. Getting back Walker feels pretty nice because it makes any Explore creature a good draw. We've already been through not that many of them, which is good. This is 2 things. We trade off. Kill this. Yeah. I think letting History go is fine. So, we're going to kill the flyer. We're going to get back our thingy. We're going to destroy a land. And we're going to kill Gideon. This card is good. I like the rainbow colors, too. It's kind of nice.
Bravery wasn't enough.
Okay. So no attacks. We just gotta push through this one bad night turn. We still have Field of Ruin for their Odonto. That was obviously really good. Drew the big payoff. Feels good. Okay. So they're coming in, which is fine. They're also at 12, so the swingbacks here are real. Maybe we'll have a token from this. Like, I think Llanowar Elves is definitely jumping in front of the Odonto Vanguard. I think our 3/2s are going to go on the Knights. We're just going to take 4. It's very dependent on what this card is. Alright. They're currently gaining no life from this attack. Take 4, go to 9, and the board is pretty cleared. Still have the Snubhorn, which is annoying, but this is all pretty fine. They get 1 token of Odonto, which is fine. I think I'm pretty happy with this. We'll see if they pay 4 life or not. Oh. Overgrown Tomb, not ideal, but... So, we definitely need to draw... You know, we are behind in the board currently, but not that far behind. You know, things could turn here pretty quickly. If we draw Vivien, yeah, we should play this tapped. Draw Vivien, I want to be able to cast a 2-drop without shocking, so... Alright, well that was just devastating. That probably just kills us. Yeah, that's brutal. Good rips. Take 8, go to 1. And then see if we can draw, I guess, just mostly Jadelight or an Explorer creature of some kind. Yeah, it's brutal. They take 4. There's no better blocks anyway, so yeah, that's pretty tough. Final Marshal there was brutal. Nope, just land. Kind of tough. It does feel like we're just not getting paid off here. We're just not drawing like big payoffs, you know. Alright, so we can again shave a Field of Ruin or two. I like Brontodon here, I like Massacre Girl, Cruelty, Craving, Cast Down. Again, I think we can cut our Paradise Druids. And Carnage Tyrant also isn't really great here. And I'm going to cut one more card. I think Assassin's Trophy is also sort of just not really great. They have plenty of basics. We are down to 22 lands, but like we have 4 Llanowar Elves, a bunch of Explorer creatures. Our curve is a bit lower. Honestly, we've been having a lot of flooding problems anyway, so I think this is fun. One of the problems of building a metagame deck, though, is that when you're wrong, you don't play against the decks you expect to play against, things can be frustrating. So far, our Field of Ruins and Assassin's Trophies have not been great, because our opponents have had tons of basic lands. The one opponent who didn't have that many basics still had 2, and we weren't able... It was still good, but it wasn't great. You know, we're looking for the knock it out of the park home run, you know, turn 3... we Field of Ruin you get nothing kind of stuff. And like, it's obviously not going to happen every round. You know, your goal is to build a deck that's well-rounded, but has that super edge against those decks. You know, the Lotus Box Jeskai deck is really, really good. The 4-color Dread Horde deck is really, really good. We just haven't really run into it yet. I mean, this metagame is shifting so quickly. You know, 5 days ago, you played against Command the Dread Horde every single round. You know, and now we haven't seen it in a while. So it's been a pretty wild ride, I'm not gonna lie. Trying to adapt to the standard format even day to day is difficult. Okay, so our hand's very good here. Moment. There's a slight argument towards just like waiting on Jadelight, see if we can draw a Wildgrowth Walker and killing the Sky Marcher Aspirant. Just getting in for 1, just biding our time. Obviously, Jadelight can attack pretty well, but if their hand is good, it can't really attack well anyway. I'm just going to kill this. Cute little vampire fang. It's new. Punish for using Moment of Craving. Alright. Pretty good. We're going to keep that. So Vivien next turn. It goes to 6. We have a blocker to defend it. That feels pretty good, actually. And of course, Casualties can mop some stuff up here, too. Vivien can find us our 6th land if we need it. We can start firing these off. Okay. So we could minus a Vivien to kill the history, but then it's just probably going to die. I'd much rather just play it in plus, put it out of kill range, and then we can just casualties away the history and other stuff next turn. Vivien is very, very good.
Would you like to come to me?
Okay. Definitely missing a card like Finality of his matchup, of course. Find Finality very, very good. Recurring our Wildgrowth Walkers and Explore creatures, -4ing everything, you know, but It's also possible our opponent board did some counter spells, but 3 at me, sure. Okay. So that's interesting. Let's see if we naturally draw a land here. Oh boy. Okay. And a tribunal? Okay. We gotta draw a land here. Big land draw here. That is not a land. It's not the worst. So we can trophy, tribunal, and then Vivien one of these histories. We're taking a lot of damage next turn. A lot. Really wish we drew out land. So 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, it's 15 damage. Get to block a knight. We minus on this history. They should get another token. They still have history available. We still have good blocks though. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think. It's minus on the history. It's about to ultimate. Play a 1/3. And now our blocks are pretty good for just to protect Vivien.
Worse.
That one Massacre Girl in our deck. It's possible it should be a 2 of. That card is like really, really good in matchups like this. So Vivs is on 2. What they play and what they attack here is going to be very interesting. They'll have to commit a pretty decent amount to Vivien to kill it. Not sure what took so long on that one. Jeez. Alright, I think this is all just fine. Oh boy. We need a lot of help.
Not dead yet.
Oh my god. Alright. Pretty rough, honestly. Don't think his deck really had White Weenie in mind when it was built, that's for sure. Alright. Where are them non-basic lands at? Anyone? Non-basic lands? Can we do that? So far, I'm pretty unimpressed with this deck, I'm not gonna lie. Again, this is a deck that the 3 Japanese MPL players chose to play in their MPL Weekly this week. Of course, those deck lists were submitted days ago. So it's possible this deck is just outdated at this point, which is incredible how fast this format is moving. Alright, keep 7. Basic lands for days. Alright, that's not good. So we are going to play Wildgrowth Walker and pray that it lives. You can't play a Paradise Druid into a Chain Whirler. Just too bad. Yep. Lightning, obviously the worst case scenario because it's the most mana efficient. Yeah, we're in pretty big trouble here. They have light up stage too. Land frenzy. Wow. Our opponents are running hot today. Jeez. This is brutal. Like, this is our turn 3. What do we even do? just Paradise Druid. We'll Vraska next turn and hope we draw like a land and a Wildgrowth Walker. We can set up for turn 5 Jadelight. It's probably our best chance to win. This is brutal though. Rolling 9. I think it's by Frenzy here. Yeah, this is, oh my god. Nice turn 4.
Go ahead. Beg for mercy. I'm listening.
So we are dead to basically anything. The they shot the Vraska?
Getting bored anyway.
We're at 9. They have a Firebrand in play. Okay. Whew. Whew, take it easy, opponent. Take it easy. Alright, take it down a notch. Okay. That was absolutely brutal. Brontodons, Cruelty, Cravings, Cast Down, Duresses, Carnage Tyrant out, Casualties out, Paradise Druid out, an Assassin's Trophy, and a Field of Ruin out. You want that 4th Duress. We're just shaving another little land. That's 22 lands. It's a little light. Let's save a trophy. You have enough answers to things, I think. I mean, it's not great, but I mean, really mulligan. But we're just like not super well set up for a matchup like this. We're just not super well set up for aggro decks, honestly. You know, this deck is very, very situated towards trying to beat these slow 5-color, 4-color, or 3-color decks. And we have tools against aggro, obviously, in our Wildgrowth Walkers, but you know, if they have their really good hands and we have our medium hands, we're probably going to lose. Which is kind of what's been happening. There's not a lot of redundancy in our Explore package. You know, usually these decks have recursion elements or things like that to like kind of keep redoing it. We don't really have that. So we are kind of not really getting anywhere with it. Tibskis? Alright.
Show us your higher door and audience.
There's a Walker again. We're just gonna hold that. I think we're gonna have a Vraska plus here. If they have like a lightning strike, in fact they can kill it, but I think that's fine. I would just take Vraska to gain 6 life here. Killing a 1/2 and just having it die just feels really bad. He turns off Wizard's Lightning. If I plus it and they want to kill it though, they have to use some sort of burn spell, which opens the door for my Wildgrowth Walker. I'm just gonna plus it.
As long as we win, nothing else matters.
So I'm gonna kill this. I gotta use a lightning strike. Hopefully that saves room for Walker. We can't gain life, but we can at least make it bigger. Alright, that's not that bad. Kind of a weird board state. Whenever a forest is tapped for mana, add a green. So we could animate Overgrown Tomb and then cast Assassin's Trophy off of the land. You want to play Nissa here. If we 3/3 land, attack Tibsky, they can double block. I could just finish off the Daredevil, honestly, with this Vraska. Which probably isn't doing much anyway. He can't gain life, and then I don't really want to sack anything at the moment. Then Nissa probably dies.
Witness the ties that bind us all.
I guess today's your lucky day.
The land fights for us.
See what they do your blocker was. Alright. So Nissa goes to 5. They have a burn spell. They can... They need a few things to kill it. Okay. Nissa lives here. You get to make a 3/3. It's pretty good. Alright, so they're just poking away at Nissa. Pretty... I think we kill the Firebrand here. Which seems more individually useful than a Lava Runner.
I will endure.
I mean, we're flooding a bit, but obviously Nissa helps that a lot. We need to attack Tybalt again, which is cool. I should have made a creature. Oops. I spacebarred too fast. Alright, sweet. So that's pretty bad. We didn't kill Tybalt that turn, but I still kind of want to hold this Wildgrowth Walker. I guess the Walker blocks pretty well now. Yeah, we'll just play the Walker, I guess. Defending this Nissa seems pretty important. Alright, great. We can trophy that. And now we're not ahead, but we are in good shape. I'd say we're actually pretty ahead here. Alright, well, we have one thing is for sure. We draw a lot of lands this deck, but thankfully if there's a Nissa in play, it actually works out reasonably well. Alright. I think we're just going after them. I don't think I care about Tybalt anymore. Okay. They're just trading off completely? That feels really good for us. This feels awesome. I mean, they have literal nothing and we still have Nissa and they're trading off. If the Frenzy was still in play, this would make sense. But the Frenzy's not in play anymore, so... This seems weird. A Chupacabra. Alright, sweet. Oh, I didn't need to tap... Oh, right, the... This game is definitely over.
The land fights for us.
3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. Tipskis again? Alright.
Oh, they're so cute.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
I think everything stacks them. Too much has to attack Tibble to actually kill it. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I mislead. I could just killed the devil. Alright, whatever. I don't have any outs anyway. I should just kill the devil and kill them, obviously, but whatever. Don't think it particularly matters given this board state. Don't think there's a sequence of cards they could draw. They stack their entire deck and drew 3 extra cards, they'd still lose, so. Alright, so that was pretty good for us. Let's run it back. Gotta hydrate. Allergies. Seasonal allergies, so brutal. Okay, so obviously a little awkward we can't cast Duress on 1, but this hand is fine. It's not great. We're lacking our removal spell. Don't actually have a Wildgrowth Walker, but this hand has a lot of potential. We're on the draw. I'm pretty happy keeping this. Opponent also mulligan to 6, so that feels good too. Best draw is obviously a Swamp. I would definitely Overgrown Tomb given the option. And Shock, probably. Okay. So yeah, we're still by creatures for the moment. Feel the ruin. Tilt. We have a lot of 2-drops in our deck and 1-drops, so we can try and double spell next turn if we draw one with the Duress. Don't want to wait too long on Duress, because it will, if their hand empties out, obviously it's worthless. But I'm not in a super huge rush. Please don't have Chain Whirler. Okay, so that was very good. Perfect. Tibsky, Lightning Strike, another Chain Whirler. Oh, God, Chain Whirler's so good. If this Branchwalker hits a land, we're just in huge trouble. I don't think Tibalt matters that much. I think that Strike matters a lot more. We gotta draw some removal spells. Not we're not drawing a lot of removal either. We don't have a ton of actual kill spells in our deck, but the ones we have, we are definitely not drawing. And these Chain Whirlers are just so problematic because their bodies are so important. Alright. Take the Strike. Thank God. Alright, so that's tough though, because they have Tibalt and they have a Chain Whirler coming down. So like this can block with the thing. We go to 12. They play Tibalt. Now we're no longer gaining life. And we already have 2 5-drops. I think we're actually going to bin this Walker. I don't think it matters. We can hopefully draw our removal spell into Vivien. Yeah. Obviously pretty weird to bin a Walker. If we had 4 mana and we can go Walker Jadelight next turn, sure. But Chainwhirler is so good. Any kill spell, please. Nope, just a Swamp. Alright. I guess, God, just so mana inefficient. We go to 5, we kill one, and I don't think we can win. We just have too many lands, too many Vivians, and no action. The problem is if we draw Assassin's Trophy next turn, we're still chump blocking with Jadelight anyway. What is a good draw? I guess Chupacabra's a good draw. I'm gonna bin it. Goblin Llanowar is just too good.
My friend is here to help your pain.
Now we're in like double chump mode basically because we can't lose life because we'll just die of a Devil's. This is just brutal. Don't really see any outs here. Not being able to gain life cuts off a lot of our outs. Can't block anything effectively. Maybe they try and kill Vivien. I don't even know.
The wilds are my shield.
Like if for some reason they decide they want to kill Vivien, alright, we're just dead anyway. Alright. I mean, that stunk. Obviously. We get one match against a deck with non-basic lands in it. Is that possible? Just like one match. So far it's a mono red, mono white, and then a Sultai deck. And we have lost to all of the aggro decks. Metagaming gone wrong. We're gonna keep. Steam vents tapped. Watery Grave. Alright, that's a start. Temple Garden. God damn it. Excuse me. Alright. Definitely not ready to just start firing off Assassin's Trophies yet, but definitely will be interested in a Field of Ruin or two. Let me just field them on their up draw step, probably. Take him off red. He can start playing like Nicol Bolas or something. Sure. They're floating a red. If they have a 3-mana spell, or they could possibly use this extra mana. They get a swamp. It's probably some sort of like Grixis Nicol Bolas deck. Yeah. Okay. So I would say our Vraska is probably pretty bad. We can just ship that. Definitely want all these lands, so another Vivien. They got pretty cool. It's just trophying again. These decks play like 3 swamps usually. I'm sorry, I mean fielding again, not trophying again. Then we can try and Vivien this if something bad happens. We wave Assassin's Trophy. Let's do the same thing again. Okay, that's good. Stone Rain's online. So now I'm going to just start trophying their lands. You can use Vivien to kill their thing. This is actually really good. We're doing it! Ma! We're doing it! So they had 2 swamps and they had drawn their second swamp. Feels pretty good. Now the question is, do we want to just keep attacking the lands and take another hit from Nicol Bolas, or risk getting a counter spell here? I think we just want to keep hitting the lands. We should actually probably trophy first in case they have a Tyrant Scorn. It's working! Draw a land for the Plague Spores? No. Vivien will do that.
Wild animals I like. Keep draw and not again.
There's a little bug with the some of the Planeswalker thingies. Alright, we did it! We killed some lands. Made our opponent concede. That's cool. Alright, so we are going to want to cut Vraska. And what do we want against them? We don't really know what they're playing. This is some sort of Grixis deck. Think I would like the Crucible. They're probably going to have, like, Ritual of Soot. I mean, these Paradise Druids have not impressed me at all. I like the idea of some number of Duresses. I kind of like Obnix versus Cruelty. It kills Thief of Sanity and it kills Nicol Bolas. And then I want some number of Duresses. I'm not sure how many Chups I want. I don't think I want that many, if any, honestly. Like 3 Duress. We're happy with a Chupacabra. It's pretty good against Nicol Bolas. I think I'm happy here. Our Wildgrowth Walkers aren't going to be great, but I'm not really sure if I can keep this one. They still have 2 basics, so like going after their lands, the Assassin's Trophy is definitely not a place you want to start because the first 2 trophies aren't going to be good, and then this hand is just a bunch of garbage otherwise. And we're gonna mulligan this one. It just 2/2 doesn't do anything mana wise. It's a lot better. I'm gonna draw. Actually, this is pretty good. Turn 1 Llanowar Elf, turn 2 Duress Walker. It's pretty good. Well, they drew basic swamp, so that's good. They only have 2 swamps, so whenever they draw them, it makes our card much better. They also, yeah, okay, so now we can't play around mass removal, but no, we definitely can't play around mass removal. They kept both cards too. That's pretty scary. Now the question is, do we shove here? Because if we shove, we can play Nissa next turn. I think we just shove. Walker insulates us against the Carnarium a little bit, at least. And then if we draw a land next turn, we should go bananas, so Disinformation campaign. That's a tough one because we really want a Nissa next turn. But if you don't draw a land, I guess if we don't draw a land, we're drawing a spell, right? All right, let's just do it. Give me Nissa. Nope. All right. Not ideal. Play a Bolas this turn, we're in pretty big trouble. We drew that land, though. Sacrifice a creature. Alright, let's draw Jadelight Ranger. Jeez. Jadelight Ranger. Jadelight Ranger. Brutal. Yikes. Yikes. That's a big problem. Alright, I think we're dead. I mean, we'll field them in their draw, I guess. Hopefully they drew their other swamp, and it's a stone rain. It's probably not going to be a stone rain. Bedevil my Llanowar Elf. Give me Jadelight Ranger or give me death. Alright, so we're going to want our Vraska back in. We didn't know they were playing Thief or Disinformation Campaign, so now Vraska looks a lot better. So much for our land destruction strategy. They have played our Crucible of Worlds. It's pretty funny. Ooh. Hello. Let's roll. This does not flip. Excellent. Oh, they put the Crucible of Worlds lands into their hand. Okay, I got it. So they have one of our spells, 3 of their spells. We have a lot. They have our Assassin's Trophy. I mean, we have lethal on board. So, like, they don't have a kill spell, they can't attack. Or they can attack and try and hit one of our kill spells or creatures. And if they whiff, they lose. I said, and if they whiff, they lose. They didn't want Branchwalker or land, so that means that card's got to be reasonably good. Suspense is killing me. Heh. Alright. Jadelight Ranger for the win. That's a forest. Now they can flip search. I imagine we are out of options at this point. They didn't want Jadelight or Vivien. We're dead. Those are my cards, our opponent. Alright, so let's bring back Vraska and Chups back in. Let's cut... Maybe Crucible's a little too cute. How about they actually have Thief? No, they have Bedevil too, actually. It's not like they can't kill a Crucible. Yeah, just get rid of Crucible. It's probably for more slow matchups. Now that they have Thief Insanity, they actually have like threats to play. Maybe we shave a Wildgrowth Walker too. Maybe we actually want the Paradise Druid. Maybe we want to like just cut the Walkers completely and bring in Paradise Druids. I do like the idea of pressuring them, but just getting up to 4 and 5 seems really important. I don't seem to have any sweepers. They are playing Thief also. We didn't know that, so... And now we have a decent amount of answers to Thief. Not a ton. I'm not really willing to bring in Moment of Craving or Cast Down. So, this is fun. Let's go. Ugh. Killing me. Just killing me. Give me a green source. Sounds like pretty good with a green source. Alright, we'll ship it. Alright. Yeah. We can do that. Hand is very soft to a sweeper again, but... Just hitting a land is fine there. We do want to cast this card on turn 5, hopefully. Okay. I don't like that. 2 tap lands and no spells. It makes you feel like they have a sweeper of some kind. Would rather pull them off blue or red. It seems like, I mean, I guess blue is the Thief Insanity color. We can't currently beat Thief Insanity, so maybe it's probably just blue. Alright, I think we just slam, play field, and not play another creature. No blue source Thief Insanity. Definitely frustrating, but I mean, we have like casualties next turn. That's it's not like exciting. Definitely cooler cards we could hit, but it is fine. Alright, I'm gonna keep it. Here's all my stuff. If you have a... Oh, no, they have a Deep Ascent. That's so stupid. That doesn't actually matter, I guess. But if they have a Cry of the Carnarium, we're dead. But I took a card that wasn't Jadelight Ranger. Bolus. Okay. So the question is, what do we kill? Do we kill Thief or Bolus? Probably Thief, right? And then we can Carnage Tyrant next turn. That's pretty good, actually. That's not bad. Kill Thief and their blue source and just have his random 4/4 instead of die to our Carnage Tyrant. If they would make us discard our Carnage Tyrant, we're in trouble, but This is pretty good. Like, we even have stuff in play where Bolas can't really attack. Alright. No blue source. Annoying, for sure. But another Casualties of War. Can we do that? There it is. Boom! We deserve that. We've drawn a lot of lands this set of games. A lot of lands. We deserve that. I'm happy. It took a Jadelight Ranger after all. Ugh, that's a Ritual of Soot. That's a problem. Okay. So now they're at 2. They cast Ritual of Soot next turn. Here's Duress. They have a lot of things they can't cast. It's probably just Bedevil and just like hope we draw a creature, they don't draw blue. They're not drawing a blue next turn, obviously they're drawing Ritual of Soot, so take the one card they can cast. They brought an Unmoored Ego. It's weird. Alright, they Ritual, we draw a creature of any kind. Or Assassin's Trophy. They already have... Yeah, alright. That's not good. No blue, please. Blood Crypt. Alright. Do we sack a land?
Your demise won't be quick.
I don't think we can.
Everyone is expendable.
That deals with Thief and Azcanta. Duress. Alright, let's Duress. Moment of Craving. Yeah, I think we're just on this plan of take the castables. Now, do we sack a land and try and draw a creature? We do have a number of creatures in our deck. We also have a number of expensive cards in our deck. So, sacking a land here is a pretty big cost. They are 2, though, so any creature kills them for the most part.
It was probably going to die anyway.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts so bad. Okay. They draw a blue. I guess the trophy answers the Nicol Bolas. Wow, alright. Oh, come on. Oh.
As long as we win, nothing else matters.
What an embarrassing game of Magic. Neither player can cast spells. They kept it on top. We're dead. Alright, I mean, that's not that bad, right? We just take them out blue again. Not that their blue cards matter that much, but... draw step it again. Like, Bolas isn't going to kill us in, you know, that fast. We have Vivien, we have... We're not in terrible shape here. This could be worse. Alright, so out of basics now. It doesn't really matter. The quantity of our lands doesn't really matter anymore. We're trying to color screw them. Attacking Vraska is interesting. We have a long way to go before Vraska dies.
I'm still here.
And they drew a blue. And we drew a land. Okay, we're online. Unmoored Ego. It's interesting they didn't unmoored Ego my Vivien. Honestly. It's pretty weird. Like, Vendilion Click was pretty good in that spot. And then we draw. We are not going to sacrifice. Yeah, not unmoored Egoing the Vivien's really weird. Two blue sources, alright.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Sure. Right. Gotta kill this thing. Vraska's ultimate, not really that important at the moment. Sure. Carney T. Coming to close the game. Alright. We did it. We killed some lands. Put them off balance. So we didn't get to play against one deck that didn't play basics. We played against two decks that were close. You know, we saw in both the Sultai and the Grixis matchup that even if they're playing like two basics, you can still take them off their colors. We played against three monocolored aggro decks, which is obviously not ideal. So definitely a metagame deck. You know, if it's not a very complicated formula. If your opponents are playing a lot of non-basics, you should play this deck. If your opponents are playing monocolored aggro, you shouldn't play this deck. So know your metagame and make your choice. You know, if you are your local F&M has a lot of those 5-color, 4-color, 3-color decks, or you're playing on Arena, that's what you're queuing up against. Whatever it is, this is a good tool for that. Definitely was kind of unimpressed by Paradise Druid. And I wrote about Thorn Lieutenant as a really, really good card in the current metagame. It is very good against Teferi. Not Tron. That's a Freudian slip. Thorn. And then, yeah. This card is really, really good against Teferi. We didn't play against Teferi either. Very weird set of 5 games. No Teferis. No Planeswalker decks. It's a crazy world out there in Standard. But, so I could see maybe putting in some Lieutenants over the Paradise Druids. Lieutenant is also actively good against Mono Red, where Paradise Druid is actively bad. So that's a thing. Vraska wasn't great, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't very good. We can't afford to sacrifice lands in this deck. We have 6 drops, you know, so not huge on Vraska. Nissa's great. I might even swap the Nissa and Vivien's, because Nissa's just so good. We're obviously losing out on some of our ramping by taking out Paradise Druid, so our 6 drops are a little more taxed, but between all the Explore stuff, all the lands that we draw, and also just every time we like Field of Ruin them and slow them down a little bit, it's almost like ramping, because we're just buying more time to play make land drops and make our 6 drops. So definitely a metagame deck, definitely very tuned for what it wants to do. If your opponents are all playing mono red and mono white, don't play this deck. But that's going to do it here on CoolStuffInc.com for my Monday video. Make sure you check out CoolStuffInc.com. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a companion article to this video on CoolStuffInc.com. Check that out. I do a video article here every Monday and a written article every Friday. And there's a bunch of other great content on Cool Stuff Inc., as well as being your best spot to buy any and all of your gaming stuff. Card games, board games, miniatures, you name it. Use promo code JIM5 for 5% off of your order on CoolStuffInc.com. And I will see you fine folks next Monday right here, CoolStuffInc.com. Have a good one, everyone.